Suppose they built an airport and nobody came. Well, this could be Ibaraki Airport in Ibaraki Prefecture. The people in Ibaraki see Ibaraki Airport as Tokyo's third airport. Unfortunately, it has almost no planes and no passengers. Ibaraki Airport opened in 2010 and sold itself as a cheap alternative to Narita. Narita is one of the most expensive airports in the world for aircrafts to land, so Ibaraki thought it could undercut Narita, which it does. Passengers have often complained that Narita Airport is too far from Tokyo, but Ibaraki Airport is even further away. It's 100 kilometers from downtown Tokyo and takes maybe 2 hours to get there. Also, there are no train stations at the airport, so you have to take a bus. In fact, Ibaraki Airport isn't near anywhere. The nearest city is Mito, which is 40 minutes away. Mito has a population of just 270,000 people. Hitachi City is up the road, and that has 170,000 people. And that is the catchment area for Ibaraki Airport. Japan's tech city Tsukuba is only an hour from Ibaraki Airport, but it's also only an hour from Narita Airport, so there's no reason to go to Ibaraki Airport. The idea for Ibaraki Airport was to become an overflow for Narita Airport, and also to offer cheap landing fees for low-cost airlines and charter airlines. This it does. It's much cheaper than Narita. But both of Tokyo's main airports have expanded in recent years with extra capacity, so Ibaraki isn't really needed. Narita now has 3 terminals, including one for low-cost carriers, and Haneda has expanded so that it can operate 24 hours a day. Haneda, of course, is very close to downtown Tokyo. Ibaraki is miles away. Also, 1 year before Ibaraki opened, Narita opened up an expanded Terminal 1, making it a far more attractive airport to go through. Before COVID, Narita was handling over 40 million passengers a year. Ibaraki was handling about 750,000 passengers a year. But that's dropped to less than half. Currently, there are 7 scheduled daily flights from Ibaraki Airport. Destinations include 2 a day to Sapporo, 1 a day to Fukuoka, 1 a day to Okinawa, and 3 a day to Kobe, another extravagant airport that people didn't want. There are also 2 flights a week to Taipei in Taiwan, plus the odd charter flight. This is the sum total of traffic at Ibaraki Airport. Very little. All the domestic flights are operated by Skymarkairlines, but there are other airplanes flying at Ibaraki Airport. The airport was tagged on to hyakuriairbase, which operates fighter jets for the Japanese Air Force, so it's far more relevant as a military airbase than a commercial airport. Plane spotters can go and watch fighter jets taking off and landing and making practice runs, and they can also see helicopters dropping parachutists out onto the airport. If you're going to see a commercial airliner, you have to get your timing right. The airbase also hosts an annual air show every December. There are also 2 F-4 fighter jets on display near the entrance to the airport. This area also has a mound that people can climb up to watch the planes take off and land. If you want to get to Ibaraki Airport, you can get a bus from Tokyo Station, or from Mito Station, or nearby Ishioka Station. If you go by car, one of the advantages of the airport is that it has free parking, and the car park is very, very full. It seems as though people use it as a car park for getting the bus to Tokyo rather than getting the plane to somewhere else. The terminal building is a 2-story building with check-in and arrivals on the ground floor, the first floor. The first floor also has an information desk, a rent-a-car desk, and a police station. The security check is right next to the check-in check. It's not very busy, so it doesn't take long to process you through the airport. The second floor of the terminal building is a little more interesting. There's a couple of shops selling souvenirs, and one shop which isn't being used at all. And there's a restaurant and a cafe overlooking the runway. There's also a large observation deck, which attracts plane spotters and people just curious about Ibaraki Airport. Fighter jets at the airbase often take off and land, so it's become a tourist destination for plane spotters. The apron for planes is very small, so if you're thinking of parking your private jet there, you may be out of luck. The airport is designed to turn around planes very quickly. There are no air bridges, you just walk across the tarmac to the plane. Ibaraki Airport is a pleasant place to spend an afternoon, watching the odd commercial flight, fighter jets, helicopters, and people parachuting. But in truth, it serves very little purpose. It's not going to compete with Narita or Haneda, and it's not likely to attract many more commercial flights. But if you live in Mito and you want to go to Okinawa for your holidays, it's the perfect airport for you. Otherwise, it's just another lump of concrete in the countryside.